Writing equations from graphs. Today we're going to do the opposite of what we did yesterday. Yesterday I gave you the equation and we worked on graphing the line. Today I'm going to give you the graph. I want you to write the equation. The equations will be written in y equals mx plus b form. Remember that b is the y-intercept, so where it crosses the y-axis, and m is the slope, which we will count how you get from one point to another in order to make it a fraction. Okay? And that number is going to go next to x. So for equation A, you'll notice the y-intercept is 2. That means that on the equation I'm going to write a plus 2 at the end. Now the slope is how I get from this point to this point. So from this point to this point, I would go up 1 over 4. Up 1 over 4. So my equation would be y equals 1/4 x plus 2. It's plus 2 because the y-intercept was 2. And it's 1/4 because I go up 1 over 4. For equation B, the y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. And the slope is up 3 over 2. So I'll write 3 over 2x minus 5. Minus 5 because the y-intercept is -5. And 3 over 2 because I went up 3 over 2 between those 2 points. Since these were going up from left to right, those slopes are positive. For example 2, we'll start with line A. I'll make the points a little darker. The y-intercept is 2, positive 2, because that's where the y-intercept is on the y-axis. And then I would count down 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 2 over 5. So my equation would be -2/5 x plus 2. Now it's negative this time because to get from this point to this point, I have to go down 2 and then write 5. So that makes it negative. For my second example, make those points a little darker. The y-intercept is -2, and to get from this point to this point, I got to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 3. Down 5 over 3. So my equation is down 5 over 3 minus 2. Minus 2 because the y-intercept is down 2, and -5/3 because I count down 5 over 3. Now, these two lines are special lines, okay? A is a horizontal line, which means it's perfectly flat. B is a vertical line, which means it's perfectly straight up and down. The equation for horizontal lines is very simple. Notice that all of these points line up with the y-intercept of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the y of all of these points is always 5. So that makes the equation y equals 5. For the vertical line, you'll notice that the x is at 2, and the x is always 2 of every point on this line. So that makes my equation x equals 2. So horizontal lines are y equals the y-intercept. Vertical lines are x equals the x-intercept. Remember, the x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. So those are two special cases. And here's just two more examples. Y-intercept at 4, and the slope is up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1/5 x plus 4. The 4 is for the y-intercept. The 1/5 is for the up 1 over 5. For B, the y-intercept is -2, and if you want, you could just write that in right away. Y-intercept -2, and then the slope would be down 3 over 4. So down 3 over 4. And then don't forget to put the x in. So today your job will be to take the graphs I've given you and to try to write the equation for it. On Moodle, you can enter the fraction, and don't put any spaces in the equation. So make it just y equals 1 divided by 5x plus 4. And for that divided by symbol on Moodle, you're going to use the slash. So on Moodle, if I was writing this one, typing this one in, I would type in y equals 1 slash 5x plus 4.